Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome for the last time this TikTok Women's Six Nations to the Nick and Mo Show. My name is Nick Heath, and this is
Mo Hunt.
Hooray! This is Grand Slam winning Mo Hunt. Yay! How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. A little bit ropey, but we're glad to be here and excited to have a little catch up with you.
Good. Hair done, makeup on, covering a multitude of sins.
You know exactly how it is, Nick.
That's just me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nick and Mo Show. Our last, of course, yes, as I mentioned, of the championship. And well, we've got an absolutely packed show for you. We will run through things and conclude all the things with regard to scoreboards and stuff like that. We're going to get some pitchside reaction from Saturday from Mo herself, alongside the captain Sarah Hunter. We're going to be joined by Ireland and Wasps Edel McMahon very shortly. We've got Marlie Packer, who is going to be joining us as well. We're going to be running through the nominees for the Player of the Championship. We've got Laura Jane Jones coming, and we've got a couple of secret little special messages for the successful Mo Hunt and those red roses. So just quickly, Mo, before we move on, we will get into a bit more reaction, but is it settling in? You know, particularly, well, we'll get to your reaction, I think, pitchside in just a second, but briefly, you've celebrated well by the sounds of it.
Yeah, we absolutely did. I think it started pretty strongly by all of us going into the pool. Some people still in full match kit because they were showering back at the hotel. So celebration started well, and they've just continued since. So it's been good fun.
Excellent. Well, you're putting a brave face on any hangover. That's good. Let's then bring ourselves up to speed with how things finished in round 5. Let's just have a look at the results. And of course, it was Super Saturday, and it was Wales who were pipped at the post by Italy. That Sillery conversion, that Sillery penalty, nicking the win for Italy. And then it was, of course, Le Crunch, France 12. England 24, England getting 3 tries on the board there. And then Ireland, another close one. We were watching that one over dinner in Biarritz and keeping in touch with that. Ali Donnelly of Scrum Queens was being screened the results every few seconds. Ireland stealing victory at the end. Enya Bree managing to do the job, 15 points to 14. We will get into that more shortly with Adele McMahon. So this is how the final table ended up looking. God forbid England actually dropped 1 point, not taking all 5 from Le Crunch, but of course they get the extra points for the Grand Slam. So they're out in front on their own there. 5 wins out of 5, 27 points. France then second. Wales, who managed to push themselves into third relatively early in the championship, actually, and they've held on to it. Ireland with their second win, getting up onto 9 points. Italy on 8 points. And Scotland, unfortunately, unable to get a victory during this year's championship down there. So a chance then quickly just to talk about Wales-Italy. It was, well, a Kira Bevan late try in the first half, or rather a late try that thought that, I can't even get my words out, I'm doing an Alex Payne from years ago, that basically made Wales think that they were going to win it because it had been all Wales in the first half, 2 yellow cards, and then the Sarah Baratin try that caused a bit of a problem for them. It then took a while for Wales to get back into it, and Bevan may have thought she'd done it, but Sillery's penalty then nicked it for Italy. So it is a third place finish for Wales, but no doubt a bit of disappointment from some of your Gloucester Hartpury mates who would have been hoping to get that victory at home.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've had such a strong campaign that they would have wanted to go out with a win, like everyone is always striving for that. Great to see Italy coming out on top after they get their full-time contracts. Like, that's brilliant for them. They've kind of had a bit of a reaction to that news, which I'm sure their institution will be super chuffed with. But for Wales, like, third place finish, I think the girls were saying it before they went in. I remember sat in my kitchen with Gwen Crabb, and she said, yeah, I think we'll get a third this time. And they've gone out and they've done it. They've put their money where their mouth is, and it's amazing to see. Like, they're dead chuffed with it. I think it's the first time since 2009 that they finished that high in the table. I think I read somewhere. So fantastic result for them, and great to see.
Yeah, it is. And this year's championship, of course, is the last we have where there aren't further repercussions, because from next year, we move into the world calendar. WXV arrives. For anyone who doesn't know, it'll mean that the top 3 of the Women's Six Nations go into another competition with the top 3 from that Pacific 4 competition with Australia, New Zealand, USA and Canada. So if Wales can continue and can hold on to that third place next year, you assume again behind England and France, well, that would be tremendous for them in terms of getting into even further high-level competition.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And so many of these games were within one score. And I just think it's amazing for the game, especially when you add that into the mix. It's going to be super spicy next year. I can't wait.
Yeah, excellent. Well, listen, thank you and well done to all of the players from Wales and Italy for another entertaining one down there. Before we get back onto all things England and France and England's victory, then I think we should be turning our attention to events at the Kingspan to review Ireland and Scotland. And I'm delighted to say that we can bring in to join us Wasps and Ireland's Edel McMahon. Edel, are you patching through? There she is. How are you?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
We can indeed. How are you?
Good. Yeah, a bit like Mo, a bit ropey, I think, as well. Yeah, delighted with the win, and yeah, it was nice to finish off on a high for the Six Nations.
Yeah, was it? Are you still in Ireland? Have you travelled back yet?
Yeah, I decided to stay home for the few days, and before we get back to business now at Wasps this week. So it was nice to. It was a long trip home, but it was nice to get home all the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's just look at the at how things turned out there. We had the Evie Gallagher try from Scotland. We had Hannah O'Connor penalty. Then we had Niamh Jones who got over for the score. A couple of penalties from Helen Nelson, and then heart-stopping moments until Enya Breen did the business. Talk us through how you were feeling at that point.
Yeah, I think I just come off myself and Doro. I was kind of glad. I think I gave everything that I could at that stage, and it was just good to get some fresh legs on. I thought the girls did brilliant. We needed to hold on to possession because I suppose we weren't making very smart decisions in different areas of the pitch, and we conceded a lot of penalties. So it was really surreal being on in the dugout, just letting the girls, just hoping that they were going to pull it off. And it was almost I was taking a step back. I was like, God, we're back here again. It was almost a flip of where we were when we played Scotland the last time. And I was like, is this actually happening? Are we really going down to the wire like this? And for Enya, she absolutely stormed past 3 defenders. It was amazing, and then to have the steal to slot it over. So it was a surreal moment for us, and it was I think we owed it to ourselves to kind of get one back, and that was pretty evident then with our celebrations when she slotted it over the post.
Mm-hmm. Is that why the celebrations went off so hard like that? Was that?
Yeah. It really was. I suppose it was a tough defeat against England, but we really regrouped together that week, and the camp vibe was good, and we just wanted to finish on high and do ourselves justice. So when it went to the wire like that, it was a relief and just sheer just delight. Like it was hard to put into words what it meant to win that game.
Yeah, I'm not going to now sort of say, well, do put it into words, but I guess there is that element of where this team are now coming from on this sort of slightly newer journey, as we all know. And Greg McWilliams seems to be a guy that's pretty honest and open, pretty realistic about where things are. So does that make those kind of victories that are hard fought, that are putting another notch on the post about where this journey is going? Is that part of what makes it feel all the more important?
Yeah, like I think we just got such a reshuffle mid campaign, and girls have really put their hand up. So we just wanted to prove that we can still perform, that there's still talent kind of in that squad, and that those players. I thought Enya really has been brilliant since she's been given that 12 shirt, and even when she came on against England, and that's kind of young talent coming up. And I suppose this campaign for us is a new building block, new set of players. We're just kind of finding our feet and kind of getting confidence even within the structures. I know even myself, 5 years now in the squad, and we're just trying to reshuffle and find our feet again with all these kind of new players and all the personalities. And I think there's kind of been less pressure on us to kind of, I don't know, meet the demands. People are playing with a bit more air of confidence, a bit more enjoyment, just seeing how we're clicking together. So I think with that kind of fresh new look, that's maybe kind of coming across. There's so many layers that we do need to work on though. So hopefully over the summer that we'll start to kind of nail that down and get a bit more consistency. And then we'll start to reap the rewards and get some performances then over a full 80 minutes. Yeah.
You might have answered it anyway, but I'm just really intrigued to hear about, was it disruptive losing all of your sevens? Because obviously amazing result for them going out in Langford and getting the bronze medal. But like as a group of players, how did you find that management of basically your whole backline going mid-campaign to go and do a job out there? And was it just a case of like nothing to lose and let's just throw these girls in and see what happens? Or how did you guys manage that?
It had been quite clear actually from the get-go when we came into camp, this is what it was going to look like and this is how it was going to go. So I suppose we always knew it was coming, but then when it did happen, it was hard missing the girls because they all add a character to camp on and off the pitch. So but like they did an amazing. We were watching their games after we got back straight onto the phones onto YouTube, and everyone sitting at the tables just tuning in to watch the girls. So like it was hard to miss them, but I thought, the girls that stepped in did a great job, and like it is unfortunate that that's kind of the situation I guess that we were in, but it was quite transparent from the start, so it didn't really come as much of a shock to us. I think that that it did when I suppose it was in the headlines.
When everyone else got to hear about it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do you take things then from here, Adele? I mean, it is those couple of victories that you're able to take from it, and obviously building blocks from here. Where do you view the health of Irish women's rugby right now?
I think it's a good. We've got a good base now to see where players are at. Obviously, there's a few of us that are back to Premiership rugby, so you don't even get to stop and think and take a second straight away now. Getting huddle clips from Ollie and LJ of what we're going to be doing this week, and it's just that switch, flicking in straight into game mode. Whereas I guess the girls here get a bit of downtime now and kind of refocus then for the summer. But I suppose our main thing is that that we keep this consistent block of players. They keep working off the pitch, skills analysis, and get that kind of rugby knowledge and IQ up just as much as they can now that there is no club rugby going. I suppose consistency would be the main thing that I'd like to see, that we keep this group together and that players are then given the opportunity to perform, and then we can start seeing some standout players and putting their hands up for selection. That would probably be what I'd like to see kind of going forward.
Excellent. Do we have rumours of summer tour matches?
What's that? Yes, summer tour. I believe so. I think we're on for an exciting summer tour, so that'll be good. Again, kind of put the head down, keep the focus that we've got games to compete. Obviously, we're not going to the World Cup, so it gives us that kind of focus that we still got rugby to be played during the summer. So I look forward to that.
Excellent.
Not sure if I'm going to say where we're going yet.
That's all right. Well, I think a few of us have heard rumours of Japan. I'm not going to ask you to confirm or deny, but yeah, obviously we look forward to what opportunities that the Irish team do have to continue developing, continue learning together. And remind us, who have Wasps got this weekend?
We've got herself there.
Coming to the Alpha.
Myself and Neve were discussing this last night. I was like, oh, it would be interesting now being opposite side of the scrums in the pack down.
I know, it's going back, like you mentioned, the calls, like back to club calls straight away. You're straight back in. So we've got like Thursday session is the only one we're into. So it's going to be a bit hectic, but
yeah, mental. Literally everyone just pulled in and here you go. Go play hard.
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, Adele, thank you so much for joining us on, a recovery day of sorts, shall we say. And we're really, really grateful. Good luck this week when you get back to club action, and well done on Ireland getting that memorable last-minute win at the weekend.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Thanks, Adele. Yeah. See you Saturday. Exactly. Our thanks to Adele McMahon there. Now, I was reminded actually by our producer Matt that I said we'd be getting some pitch match reaction from Bayonne. So having just had a chat with Adele to cover off a little bit of Ireland, Scotland, well, let us now turn our attention to all things that took place over in France for Le Crunch. And I managed to catch up with the lady herself here, Mo, alongside Sarah Hunter, down on the field at Bayonne after the trophy lift.
Oh, look, we got one of these!
Yes, boy! They're actually new medals from previous ones.
Oh,
Yeah, with a new design.
nice.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How are we?
Yeah, wonderful. Like, just buzzing that we actually did it. I think it was a real hostile environment when we came out for warm-up. Like, everyone was booing us no matter what we did, even when we went on our little warm-ups in between the games. But to do it out here is something special, and this group's just next level. Like, they're absolutely amazing. So yeah, special times.
It is really nice. Just watching the girls was like quite easy. Like, it's almost like they had it under control. Like, there wasn't any real nervous moments where I thought it was going to go the other way. Even when we went behind at the beginning, it was like, we've got this covered, you know? Go back to process, get on the front foot, score. And yeah, they were all just outstanding today. Like,
You get a point for saying process. Boo.
Oh, sorry.
Boring. Boring.
But of course, it was the game.
I did notice that, though, as they booed you as you went off, Simon Middleton seemed to be alongside the squad. Was he saying, listen to that, you're going to silence it, or something along those lines?
Pretty much
He was
nailed
like,
it.
that's how scared they are of you. And I was like, that's not them, Mids, that's the crowd. But anyway, it's by the by.
Yeah. It looked pretty magic out there, and even the sun came out. The blue skies have returned.
So good.
Isn't it good? After the time away, after a shortened format last year, after all of that, and Mo, particularly for you, back in this team and winning Grand Slams again. Pretty good?
Yeah, pretty special. Like, honestly, I think that's the old saying, like, you don't know what you've got lost till it's gone, or whatever that saying is. But like, truly mean that. Like, it's been an absolute privilege to be back involved with the girls. Like, I've loved the commentary, but it's nothing like pulling the shirt on with your mates, and to do it with so many people I'm so close to is really quite special, and genuinely, like, so proud of the girls, with the effort of the team, but to be here.
It's amazing to have her back.
Well, for your sake, I hope that we don't have you back at the commentary box too soon.
Thanks, boss.
Well done, team.
Thank you.
Bits of Saturday that we can still remember anyway. So that's nice, isn't it? Enjoy watching that back?
No, it's actually really awkward watching yourself back, isn't it? I was just cringing, but yeah, it was awesome. Like, Sarah Hunter's a hell of a girl, and yeah, it was pretty special. The whole thing was pretty special, as I probably mentioned that word about 12 times.
Don't worry, you're allowed. And of course, with the dust settling on another campaign, I mean, looking statistically, we saw the table a little earlier. England have scored the most points of any team in a campaign, which is pretty impressive in the Women's Six Nations history. We can actually look at the top three scorers from this year's campaign, and it is your pal Emily Scarrett, who is out on top with 39, Jessie Tremouliere with 32, and Laure Sansus, who was there in 30. I made that graphic. I've just noticed it says 1-1-1 down the side. It doesn't even say 1-2-3. I think we all knew what I meant. But yeah, so another impressive run by Emily Scarrett. I also did manage to catch up with her after she was, well, holding the trophy above her head for a little bit too long in front of the photographers. Let's catch up with that just now.
Heavy voice.
Scazol!
Hi, I was coming to hug you. Am I live on Instagram? Is it?
No, we're just chatting for the Nick and Mo show.
Oh, lush.
Yeah. Look at that. Feel good?
Feels very good. Yeah. Yeah, look, you come here, you know it's going to be tough. You know this crowd's going to be awesome in a not shouting your way kind of way. But yeah, it's so good. Like, the forwards were unreal today, weren't they? I said it in every interview of them, but they were unbelievable. So yeah, you just want to get the win, don't you? By the time you get to this part of the Six Nations, well, I'm sure we'll pick it to bits later on, but for now we'll just enjoy this one, I think.
Have you had as many people ever ask you about what you're going to do to celebrate? It seems to have been such a regular conversation.
I know. I think people, I don't know what they think now, because we're professional, whether we, just sit quietly and play cards or something.
Quiet holics in an early night, right?
exactly. No, look, these campaigns are long. Like, you know what it's like. They're long, they're tough. You spend a lot of time away from friends and family. So, yeah, we'll enjoy tonight, I think, and then probably suffer on the way home tomorrow.
Ain't that the truth? Thanks, mate.
My favourite part of that interview was Emily going, "You know what it's like," as if it's exactly the same for me covering the game as to being smashed around the park by 15 other people every week.
Yeah, literally. Shameless tensing from her as well at the start. That was terrible. Yeah. Gun show going. So yeah, a memorable afternoon for you lot. I thought it was only fair, given your achievements, Mo, that I ring in a favour and perhaps get you a little surprise message or two over the course of our final show. So Mo hasn't seen this, but here is a little message from someone very special.
Hey Mo, it's your good mate DC here. I just wanted to say I'm so proud of you, so pleased for you getting back in and absolutely smashing it. To you and all the girls winning 4 back-to-back Six Nations. It's an absolute joke. I thought you were incredible, getting the opportunity again and taking it with both hands. Really proud of you, mate. I hope you partied hard, which I know you would have done. I look forward to catching up soon. But well done, Mo.
Oh,
all right.
You.
It's nice, hey, from one line to another. Yeah, the wonderful Danny Kerr there. So yeah, all good really, eh?
Thanks, Nick. That was cute. Yeah, I don't know where this reputation of me partying hard's coming from. I think that we need to like quash all of these rumours somehow. But no, it's really, really lovely message from him. He's like one of my favourite nines ever as well, and we've done a fair bit of work together recently. And yeah, our bond is just growing. I love him. He's great.
Yeah, that's good news. It is good news. And of course, we at the end of the championship, it is the moment where the organisers, the powers that be, want your views because they want to find out who you think is going to be the player of the championship. We are going to be speaking to one of the nominees in just a second, but an expert panel of broadcasters, journalists, and TikTok creators from across each union have put together this shortlist of players. So between me and Mo, we will bring you up to speed on who those 4 players are. So starting with, France's scrum half, Laure Sansus. What a tournament she's had. 6 tries, 6 try assists. And of course, she got the player of the match nod against Wales.
Yeah, next up, Madison Fowl, player of the match against Italy. She's the French top tackler and also top carrier. She's just been brilliant all campaign.
Yeah, then we move into the couple of England nominees. It is Sarah Byrne, 5 tries, 2 in that all-important clash in Bayonne, the crunch game there, and 317 metres made. Not bad at all for a member of the front row union.
And finally, my old mate Marlie Packer, 4 tries, 4 try assists, 7 offloads, 60 carries, 9 turnovers won, and she didn't even play in one of those games either. So it's just immense, those stats. She's been brilliant.
She has. Well, let's bring her in, shall we? Because we can talk to one of our Player of the Championship nominees, Marlie Packer. Come on in.
Hi, everyone.
There she is.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Yourselves?
Excellent. We're good, thanks. We've been talking a little bit of recovery street between Mo and Adele, and obviously you've got to get back and get straight into parenting duties. How's the last 24, 48 hours been?
Yeah, it's been great. So Oliver's actually with me now. He's been sat quietly for the last 20 minutes, and now he's just decided to get up and start walking around. So I'm a bit of both at the moment. But yeah, no, it's been really good. We went to a country fair today. He loved it, seen all the little animals, sheep. He was a bit small to go on the donkey, so he didn't go on the donkey today. Next year.
So can you send me the pictures later, Packer?
Yeah, of course I can.
What does it make you feel when you hear us go through those stats? 4 tries, 4 assists, 7 offloads, 60 carries, 9 turnovers won. That's the most of anybody in the championship.
Yeah, a bit shy to be fair. And now you've just said it to me twice. Yeah, no, like I've just really been enjoying my rugby. This tournament is been great. I wouldn't say much has really changed for me. I've just been enjoying what I've been doing. I think my form from club and what I've been doing at Saracens is carried across to England. So yeah, no, it's been great.
Yeah, you're a jab hand of player of the matches at the minute, mate. I think you're picking up player of the month most months. You and Alef Counter.
Yeah, since she's come and joined Sarri, she's getting the player of the month these days.
I mean, I find one of the more impressive things. Obviously, both of you were Rugby World Cup winners from 2014, and I would dare say that you were both absolutely at the top of your game then. You're then going to France in 2022. We've gone through a pandemic, and you're turning out winning trophies and continuing to earn the accolades that you have. Will the curve ever drop away? I mean, it's testament to both of the work you put in, but Marlie, particularly the amount, as we've said, you carry and you smash. What continues to give you the appetite for it?
Like I say, I just love it, to be fair, Nick. I enjoy it. I go out there and do this like with my best friends and with a smile, like we're all smiling, and you only get this for so much of your life. So like for me, it's like make the most of it fully. And then when the body decides to say to me, Marlie, you need to have a little rest, then I have to listen to it. But at the moment, like I feel like I'm in good shape, and yeah, I'm just letting my rugby doing the talking for itself.
I think on that as well, like you see Marlie Packer on the pitch, what you don't see is the Marlie Packer in training, which is probably a level above the way that we're training at the minute, in terms of like ball and play and everything else. You get more opportunity to put the hits in, and she's as fierce, whether we're contact or non-contact, as fierce, and like it's just so impressive, mate. Like to see you working like that is just next level. So you deserve all of it for sure.
Thanks. But like I think with that and like the way we train with England especially is how I've managed to really grow my game, because I'm doing it week in, week out against the best players, not only at club but in the setup, and then being able to go do it in the Six Nations has been massive. And I think we massively train how we want to play.
Yeah, and a word on that then. Obviously, you play in the Allianz Premier 15s, which is arguably the best, most competitive top flight women's club competition in the world. When you see these other countries, obviously Wales getting their contracts, many of those players play in it as well, but Italy, you're able to see hopefully that some of these players are going to be getting more opportunities to play in higher performance environments, whether that's in more regular training against each other or whether that's in the club game. You must be one of those who can really champion what that sort of environment can do for not only your ability to play now, but actually your longevity within the game as well.
Yeah, I think it's massive, and like I think it's credit to see like how Wales have done this Six Nation. It is phenomenal. So I just hope that all other nations take note and really strive to push the women's game to be the best it possibly can be.
Now, are we allowed to share that? I know you were talking about the fact that you trained pretty hard. Are we allowed to share the fact that even before the game started on Saturday, you were potentially already having to carry something through the game?
Yeah, you can share it.
so a little bit of a calf tweak as you were in the warm-up or something, was it?
Yeah, I just got swiped from the side. I like literally, I'm not too sure how it happened. I was with Hannah Bottoman and a couple of the other girls, and like we were in this drill, and I literally crawled out of this drill, and then I was like, I just needed a minute. Like the physio came over to me and they were like Marlie, we need a call, like can you hop on it? And I was like, give me a second. And I got up, gave her a hop, and yeah, that was it. I was like, don't pull me. And then my coach said to me at halftime, because we got 2 shirts this week, he said, put your fresh shirt on, you got another 40 on you, Marlie. And I thought he was joking, to be fair. I thought it'd be coming off like at 60 minutes. And no, and then Alex Matthews gets pulled off and I'm like, right, here we go. But yeah, like I think it's been massive for me. Like I've been a player that's probably has been a 60-minute player for a lot of my career. We've always had like a second 7 on the bench in something that I've really strived that I want to be an 80-minute player, and I feel I do it for Saracens, and to be able to do it this Six Nations and be that 80-minute player is massive for me and something that I've really wanted to achieve. So like obviously gutted not to get the nod for the Italy game, but you know, I understand why they did it, and that actually for the rest of the tournament that I got my shirt and I got my 80 minutes.
What's your favourite bit on and off the pitch for the campaign, mate?
What's my favourite bit? That's really tough.
Sorry, on the spot.
There's lots of favourite bits. Obviously, I think for me it was really fitting the Scotland game. Just the way we went out and played as a group. We went and did what we said we wanted to do, but also to pick up man of the match. And like it was Mother's Day on the Sunday, the day after, and things like that. I think for me, on and off the pitch, that was really fitting. And then obviously to get the back-to-back Grand Slam. out in France with a hostile crowd, and just the way we went and did it as well. I know it said it in the VT review in Sunter, but like, I feel like we're a very special squad, and there's no point in that game I was worried that we were going to lose the game, but we just needed to keep doing what we're doing. So yeah, I think for me to go out there and get that Grand Slam is real special. And obviously do it with you, Mo, as well.
There you go.
She's back. She's back.
and the winners of this award are ultimately, you know, well known. Last year, Poppy Cleal. The year before, Emily Scarrett. If enough people choose to vote Marlie Packer, what would it mean to you to become the TikTok Women's Six Nations Player of the Championship? Obviously,
it'd mean everything to me. Like, it'd be the icing on the cake. But for me, like, I couldn't do any of that without the girls around me. And exactly the same as the backroom staff as well. Everyone's been a real massive support unit for myself, especially the Six Nations. And so, yeah, it'd just be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Well, look, it's been one of the icings of our cake to have you with us here. That was probably the cheesiest segue I've done all series. Marlie, thank you so much for being with us. Congratulations on being a Grand Slam champion, and we look forward to seeing you tearing up with Saracens.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mo.
See you soon, pal.
See you later. Bye, guys.
Cheers, Marlie. Bye-bye. What a legend, eh?
She's an absolute hero. Honestly, I can't speak highly enough of the girl. Both on and off the field, like one of my proper best mates. She'll be a friend for life, and just the way that she goes about her business. Like I said it then, but she honestly just galvanizes the team. Everything she does, like her chat around the place, everything else. I think people that don't really know her, like other nations, they always think that she's got this hard edge, and she's just not a nice girl, but she is just a heart of absolute gold as well, and she's just. Yeah, proper special. Let's just keep going with that word.
Yeah, good. I like it. Now, this is, of course, the TikTok Women's Six Nations, and we hope over the course of the last few weeks of the show, we have checked in with all of the different unions and nations and friends from them all. Hopefully, you'll forgive us indulging a little bit more with England. They have just won and become Grand Slam champions after all. But someone who's cast their eye over much of the championship, giving us her take on various things, is Laura Jane Jones, who I'm hoping that producer Matt can bring in to join us now. She's a try-hard, and that is a winning starting look.
It's new, so I had to wear it. I definitely thought that we were going to have, that iconic BBC News video where the woman comes in and pulls the kids out. I thought we were going to see Tash appear behind Marlie at any moment there. As soon as I heard Ollie, I was like, we're going to have a problem here, aren't we, guys? Disappointed that didn't happen.
Yeah, what a shame. So before we jump into it, LJ, you were at the Pack Horse and Talbot for your Try Hards watch party at the weekend. I set LJ the challenge of seeing if she could get the whole room to say hello, Nick and Mo. Here's how she got on.
1, 2, 3.
Don't know why it's so funny.
Not quite a whole room, but certainly a big contingent from Wasps were up for it. It was one of those things that towards the end of the day, I was like, I haven't done that, and I've promised I will. So we got it in, and they've got their T-shirts on. That's what matters.
Yeah, how was it?
It was really good. It was really good. We were oversubscribed for the event, which is overwhelming, and perhaps a measure of where we are with the championship and its following this year. So yeah, it was absolutely amazing, and just so nice to pack a pub out with people who wanted to be there for the same reason. And it was just loads of fun, really good fun.
Yeah, excellent. Did people have the staying power for the whole lot? I mean, how many of the games were you fully taking in?
Well, there were a number of people who were there for the Wales game. By the time we obviously got to kick off of the Grand Slam match, we were at capacity, and then people sloped off very, very kind of slowly afterwards because people were having such a nice time. I'm proud to say that Purdy and Angel were the last ones standing, and probably the oldest people in the bar. But I think that was really a reflection of the fact that they had a babysitter for the night. But two absolute legends of the game. Leslie Cripps, Canadian Hall of Famer, Claire Purdy World Cup winner, leading the charge from the front. So yeah, it was a great day, great event.
There was a whole clutch of waspies out in France as well. They move as a herd, don't they?
Yeah, this whole once a wasp, always a wasp. It's a cult. It's a cult.
Yeah.
To the point where it was mine and Nolly's event, and we were delighted to have them there. And there's so many of those Wasps girls who were good friends of mine, but they wouldn't let me be in the photo with them.
Shocker.
I know, because I'm
And were you wearing your t-shirt as well?
No, I didn't have my t-shirt on.
Oh.
Didn't have my t-shirt on, but still, I mean, I'm up for grabs. So if Sarri show me some love, if Gloucester show me some love, I'm up for grabs for somebody else.
LJ, we think you're brilliant. You can be a Gloucester Hartby girl for sure.
It's closer as well. I mean, it's easier for me. Easier on the diesel.
There you go. That's what we like to hear. We're going to come to you for a couple of your highlights of the championship, if we may, in just a second. I've got one second little surprise video for our Grand Slam winning co-host, Mo Hunt. We mentioned the Wasps legend. Well, this is a London Irish legend. Let's hear from guest number 2.
Hey, just wanted to say a huge congratulations to the Red Roses on winning the Grand Slam this weekend. Incredible achievement, fully deserved. I was at one of a number of watch parties taking place over the weekend, and testament to your efforts, your achievements, that these things are now starting to happen, and it was great. So congratulations to you and to Mo. The smile keeps on getting bigger. I'm so chuffed for you. Like I say, we've had a few conversations in the past, and for you to be back in the England setup now, like I say, the smile is even bigger than I thought it could be. But congratulations to you. It's fully deserved, and very, very chuffed for you. I'll see you soon.
Oh, Topsy Ojo almost bringing a little tear to the eye.
So cute. You've done well, Nicholas. You've done well.
Well, it felt like it had to be done. So yes, very, very, very appreciative to Topsy Ojo and of course to Danny Kerr a little bit earlier. LJ, what have been the moments of the championship? Perhaps you can give us 2 or 3 that have caught your eye or that you've enjoyed over the course of the last few weeks.
Well, it's interesting because you gave me loads of notice to kind of put this together. And in the 56 minutes that have passed since you texted me, it's actually, I'll be honest, I think for me, the highlights this year haven't necessarily been things on the pitch because, you and I are lovers of women's rugby and we watch it and we expect this. And I'll be honest, I don't think it's been the best championship. I had this conversation with Ali Donnelly a couple of weeks ago. I don't think they've been the greatest games. France-England was certainly better than last year's England-France. But on the whole, I don't think that they have been amazing matches. The highlights for me have perhaps come from where I am as a journalist and a broadcaster. But the 3 things for me have been the proof of commercial viability of women's rugby. And when I say that, I mean the fact that TikTok have come on board, that Guinness are pumping so much cash into events and visibility. Fanzo, the organisation I work with, who are putting predictor games together, everyone wants a piece of this pie at the moment, and that is a huge positive. And I think it's something that a lot of us have been shouting about for a long time. In the autumn, we saw it begin with hospitality options being around the Red Roses games at Worcester and Six Ways kind of backing that. I think we're going to see that more and more. And I don't think people can underestimate the importance of that for the women's game. The second thing for me that has been massive is the broadcast figures. Now, the quality of broadcast has been phenomenal this year. And whilst we've talked about all of the games being available to watch, Nick and I both know that that's something that's been talked about for a few years now, but actually you've had to find them on some random YouTube channel and the feed has popped up 5 minutes into the first half and the comms have been patchy and all that kind of thing. This year it's genuinely been available to everyone to watch, and the broadcast figures for BBC, for the England games especially, have trumped the Women's Super League, the football. I think that's really surprising, a huge positive, and something I'm absolutely delighted to see and hear. And I think we're just further proving that there's an audience here for this, and hopefully that's going to translate to Allianz Prem 15s, and we start to see that on front channel linear broadcast, if not by the tail end of this season, certainly next season post World Cup. And interestingly, you've had Topsy and Danny both, talking about Mo with so much happiness, pride and respect. And male allyship this year, I think, has been the highest I've ever seen it. And whilst we don't need men to tell us how good women's rugby is, I think the fact that high profile men's players have not just said, come on the girls, with a kind of cursory tweet because they've been told to by their team or union, they're watching it, they care. Topsy was at our event. Danny Kerr was at an event with Celia and a few other people. Anthony Watson was at an event. And I think it's really important that they're not just doing it to say we support them. They're watching these games. They can talk about players. They know players' names, and they want to be educated on it as well. They want to, they'll say to me, oh, well, I don't know much about the USA or Canada. What are they like? And I think that's been really important. And I think that male players are starting to realise, but that by them saying, I watch it, I enjoy it, it's giving permission to male fans. And that shouldn't be the case, but it is. And actually, I think we're seeing that translate on screen. You did also ask me for something that I found not so good.
Mm-hmm.
And that, for me, has been the conversation around 7s versus 15s over the past couple of weeks. I had to get that in there this week. I am absolutely delighted for the Island girls, building on their silver medal in Seville with a bronze medal in Langford this weekend. I hope that shuts up some corners of the Irish media around saying that they shouldn't have gone to Langford. They are 7s players. That is their team. And they came back and did a favour, if you want, for the 15s to be part of it there. 7s is important to women's rugby. Stephen Jones can write what he likes in the Times about 7s and it not being real rugby and whatever else he wants to say. We have to recognise the importance on a global scale of 7s to women's rugby. It's the fastest growing Olympic sport. It's going to help us with resource, popularity and participation. And from Ireland's perspective, no professional league, what better advert, what better shop window and what better place to learn for those girls. So I think that's something that we have to, instead of moaning about 7s, let's ask why they don't have enough resource if you strip out those players to field a side. And actually, you know, they didn't do a bad job, did they, on Saturday evening without them there? So yeah, that's my takeaways over the past 6 weeks of rugby.
Very good. I like it. Any thoughts, Mo?
Yeah, like completely agree. Like with the 7s 15 debate, I think it's so important, and like your skill set is challenged so drastically when you go and play 7s. Like you're literally like on show for everything, and I think it's hugely important, especially youngsters coming in, give them a path, give them a foothold to be seen. The one thing we didn't mention, the crowds, I think for me, like that's massive. Like the amount of people that have flocked in, especially our home games, to come and support and watch us play, and it's genuinely meant the world. Like it's been amazing, and to see so many records being broken across all of the different nations as well, with people going to see their unions is fantastic. So just keep coming, because we absolutely love it. And like it was this good this year, like the broadcast, the crowds, everything else. Like who knows what next year is going to be. So excited for it already.
And also how great, there's been 12 different grounds used this year. That's amazing. You know, we're actually genuinely taking the game to people who might not get an opportunity to see it. You know, if you're a kid who lives in Leicester, the cost of England men's international ticket, Six Nations ticket, is punitive, but they had a test match on their doorstep. And, you know, for lots of rugby fans, little boys and little girls, in 20, 30 years' time, I always know what the first international I went to. And they'll be saying, well, the first one I went to was when the Red Roses played Ireland at Welford Road. And how special, Mo, is that you're going to be a child's everlasting international rugby debut memory? For them, that's always going to be special.
I literally just got goosebumps as you said that. But yeah, like it is so important. And for us, like that's where the game is at the minute. We're not filling out massive stadiums, so 100% take it round. Like we love it as well because we get to go see different places. So Skaz, for example, we had a little update every day on the Leicester facts, and she was just like pinging all of this stuff into the group. And like I loved it when people were in Gloucester. Me and Zoe were super proud of the place and wanted to do everything we could to like showcase that as a city. So yeah, it's really, really important. And I think we're both so privileged that we got to play in our hometowns. Like it would be amazing if so many of the girls get that opportunity as well.
Well, I think I hear word that the couple of warm-up games that England's Red Roses will have August, September time ahead of the World Cup were potentially going to be played behind closed doors, whatever. But actually, I think the commercial team have had a word with Simon Middleton and said, no, I'm afraid we'd like to sell some tickets and pack some fans in. And the demand they now know is there. So I think we are going to get a couple more internationals that the public will be able to attend. And word should be, I think, that the regionalisation will continue.
Where are you getting your intel from? Because like
the gossip never tells, Mo. The gossip never tells.
So good.
Yeah, doing my best to keep people interested anyway. But it's true. I hoping some of that news will come out soon. I think that probably is us. LJ, thank you so much for appearing with us. I think you missed one of them. You were so busy with all of your work with BBC Wales and everything else. But it's been lovely having you here. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. And, you know, I have to say, because I didn't say it when I first came on, Mo, huge congratulations. I'm so pleased for all of you as a squad. I'm so excited about what this means for the World Cup later this year. And I've got absolutely no doubt that there are a number of girls who wear black jerseys who are now quaking in their boots after what they've seen over the past 6 weeks.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. And also loved your work over the campaign, pal. You've been amazing.
I'm a try
Yes.
hard.
She is a tryhard. Well, stay with us, LJ. I will just thank my ho-host and my co-host, Natasha Hunt. Mo, congratulations on the Grand Slam, and thanks for being with me while we've at least managed to keep some of your media career going while you return to the field.
No, pleasure, mate. And same to you. Thank you for running the show, holding the fort.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks to all our guests today, to Mo, to LJ, to Marlie, to Adele, to Danny Kerr and Topsy Yojo for their films, to our producer Matt, who's been brilliant over the course of the last few weeks, and at Six Nations, Tom Parsons, Seb Barrett, Jamie McMillan and Sarah Beattie. We will leave with a memory of how things concluded in Bayonne on Saturday. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
The 2022 TikTok Women's Six Nations Grand Slam champions are England.